Most people think you need a full studio to shoot beauty portraits, big soft boxes, expensive gear, but this entire shoot was created in a living room. And the craziest part, a larger softbox actually made it worse.
Many people think that for beauty portraits you need a big studio, huge softboxes and tons of equipment. That's not true. This entire beauty shot was created right here in my living room using 2 flashes, a beauty dish and this one, my coffee table. And why a larger softbox actually worked worse in this situation, I will show you now. Hi, I'm TANJA, a portrait photographer based in Düsseldorf, Germany, and today I'm taking you behind the scenes of a full beauty shot with Lara. From the lighting setup and perspectives all the way to the final look in post-processing. This shoot actually took place right here in my living room. Our goal was a very calm, clean beauty look. So we started with minimal makeup, very natural and reduced. I photographed with the Sony Alpha 7 Mark III and the Sigma Art 105 macro f2.8. During the shot I kept the aperture slightly stopped down so the skin texture and later also the product would render nice and crisp. I will show you the exact settings on screen later when the images appear. For lighting I used a Godox V1 and Godox AD200 Pro unpaid recommendation, and the real heart of the setup was clearly the white 40 cm beauty dish. And in a moment I will show you why I intentionally choose this instead of a larger softbox. I tested a few different light modifiers. You see here the pictures. One of them was a 90 cm softbox, and yes, the light was soft, but that was exactly the problem. It was too soft. The face started to lose some structure and quickly looked flatter. A beauty dish, on the other hand, gives you a really nice balance, soft light, but still clear definition in the face. Especially for beauty photography, I love this, because the skin still looks soft while the contours remain visible. Here you can see somewhere the image using only the beauty dish. For me, this is always the most important step. The key light has to work first. If the base lighting isn't right, no fill light will save the image later. For the second light I used a shoot-through umbrella about 80 cm in size, but I didn't point it directly at the model. Instead, I angled it upward and bounced the light off the ceiling this way. That makes the light much more indirect and allows it to spread very softly throughout the room. With the beauty dish alone, you get structure. But with this indirect fill light, the image becomes more balanced and calm, without weakening the effect of the main light. And that was exactly the goal. A common mistake is using fill light too strongly. At that point, it starts competing with the key light. And here, it's only meant to support it.
I still look for your wings. I still leave a little space, just in case you change your tune. Maybe one day you just might give it. If you were just
Under Lara Lara, by the way, was my white coffee table, this one, and it actually served two purposes. First, it was a great posing ad, and second, it reflected light back up from below. So essentially, it worked like a natural reflector. That gently lifted the shadows in the face from underneath. Not a lot, but just enough to make the image feel a little fresher. These are often the small things in a room that people completely underestimate. We tend to think only about gear, but in reality, your room is always working with you. White walls, ceilings, or even a table can bounce an incredible amount of light. If setups like this, real shots in a normal home environment, are helpful for you, I'd really appreciate a little support. The easiest way is with a like, a comment, or a subscription. It doesn't cost anything, but it helps me a lot. After all, the algorithm needs to be fed too. So, take a second and hit subscribe. I'm waiting. Thank you. And now we move on. After we photographed the clean beauty look, we added a product, the Yeauty iPads. Just to be transparent, this is not a collaboration and not an ad. Lara simply had them with her, and visually they worked really well for the shoot. Also shot images with the pads worn under the eyes. And the moment a product appears in the frame, your photography changes. You are no longer photographing just a beautiful portrait, now you're photographing the model and the product. So I paid closer attention to things like, is the product clearly visible? Does it reflect light? Is the hand position working? Are both elements in focus? That's always why I used a slightly smaller aperture here. We also experimented with different perspectives. Sometimes shooting from above, sometimes slightly from below. Even small changes in perspective, I hope I say it right, it's perspective or perspective, I don't know, sorry. Even small changes in perspective can suddenly make an image feel much more editorial. Whew.
Who would have known years ago something beautiful could take a hold of your world, lead you down that road where you'd never go. Who could have seen or believed it turned out like this? What seemed perfect, what felt right would be such a mess. And if you forget, it's not over yet. Give what you got left. When you're feeling low, I can lead you home. See the light, there's no turning back. Feel the hope, go on, take a step. I see it, I see it, I see it, I see the light.
And now we move to the editing part in Evoto, and I will show you what I have done to the image.
So now we are inside Evoto, and you see this is the before and that's the after. I have, yes, polished the image, but you see that I don't have changed it dramatically. We will start from the first point, because in Evoto, if you're not familiar with Evoto, you work from above and then downwards. And so the first one, it's like Camera Raw or Lightroom. There you have the different points, and I will show you what I have done. It's not a lot. I think that the images always have to be done perfectly, or the most perfect you can inside the camera with the lighting. So I have increased a little bit the light, the exposure and the shadows. Otherwise, the only things that I have changed are the luminance noise reduction and the color noise reduction. I have put it to 0. I always do it this way. So, and now we have changed to the portrait retouching part. That's the interesting one, I think. And the first one is freckles and acne or pimples, and I only have put it to 6. Then what I have increased a little bit, it's the under eye area, because you see here there are a little bit darkness. I have increased it. And for the lip smoothening, you see there are a little bit of flaws, and I have put it down to 25, but not too much, because I want a natural result. And so I prefer to let some things there so that it looks more natural. And then we go down. Here I have done nothing. And then we go to the skin retouching. That's the part where you have to be very careful, otherwise it looks very fast fake. And that's the dodge and burn area, and I only have it increase slightly. You see it, no? Lara has perfect skin, so you don't have to do a lot. And then what I always like to do is to increase the texture and the clarity in the skin, because this way the skin gets more texturized and it looks more natural. But you see the before and the after, it's beautiful. You can do so many things with Evoto, it's amazing. Then I have given a little bit of light, but only 9, you see, to the eyes. And I have cleaned up the white part of the eye, the sclera. You see, there are some red veins, and I have reduced it. I don't remove it completely, because it's normal that we have veins in the eyes. We want them, and so yes, I leave them and I only reduce it a little bit. I don't have removed everything from the skin, because I wanted a very natural portrait. I don't want to have it plasticky. Then I have increased a little bit the contour here in this part of the makeup, and then what I have done also is that I have given a little bit of makeup. That's the naked one. It's the first one, and I have decreased it to 18, only a slight. And the hair, I have done the hair retouching, because yes, that's the part where I do the most, because it's so beautiful, smooth and flawless. And that's the part where, because I love Evoto so much, because with Photoshop it would take immense time. Yes, more you don't have to do, because that's all. And yes.
And that's exactly what I love about shots like this. You don't necessarily need a big studio. This beauty setup was simple. My living room, 2 flashes, a beauty dish, an indirect fill light, and not to forget, my coffee table. That's it. And still you can create a look that feels calm, high-end and professional. Sometimes it's not, or sometimes always, it's not about having more light, it's about using the right light intentionally. And if this video made you want to try beauty photography yourself, make sure to click the video linked right here or here, I don't know. In that one, I show you how to create beautiful beauty images with a very affordable lens. It's a perfect next step after this video. I will see you there in a moment. Bye!